Growing up around your uncle, Master P, what lesson did you learn?
Ownership. You gotta own everything. And I always used to hear him say in interviews is 95% business, 5% music. Seeing crazy stuff. Me and my cousin got robbed at gunpoint, 5 bikes. You know, we rode off. We was going somewhere we weren't supposed to. Somebody caught us up the gun on us, took our bikes. Just past trauma from different stuff growing up, you know what I'm saying? With my dad there, you know, not knowing like why he, you know, I only met my dad probably like 3 times out my whole life. God rest his soul, he passed in 2020 from COVID.
What does DMG stand for, and what artists are you looking for to start your brand?
DMG stands for Defining My Greatness. And artists we looking for right now.
So how difficult is it to put out good music? Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Mr. French. I'm your host, Derek French. My today's guest is, he grew up in a musical family. He's originally from New Orleans. He recently had a top 5 on iTunes in Canada, and he had a top 45 on iTunes in the U.S. He's the CEO of DMG Music Group. He's a former member of Rich Boys, and he had a top 45 song called Show Out on iTunes. And my guest today is Young Miller, the Don. Appreciate you, brother, for stopping by.
Hey, I appreciate you for having me, bro.
So introduce yourself to people.
Man, I go by Young Miller, the Don, from New Orleans. Hip-hop artist, clothing designer, actor, real estate, everything, man. We getting our hands into everything.
That's what it sounds like. You're juggling multiple hats, brother. You're juggling multiple hats. So, Show Out. Why don't you tell us more about that single?
So that single produced by my brother Legendary Harry and Monique Winnie. They got the singer to do the hook. And when bro moved down to Vegas from Chicago, he was like, man, you need to get on that. So the hook was already done. I laid my verses. You know, it's basically about your girl showing out for you. And, you know, them tracks right there, they come easy to me. You know, it's a hip-hop R&B track, and we went number 45 on the U.S. charts.
So where was you at when you found out it was number 45?
I was driving. I was out in Vegas. I was driving, and my people hit me like, man, you number 45. Then I hit bro up, and then I had to pull over. I couldn't believe it.
So how did you feel when did you believe him, or you was like, you just capping?
At first, I'm like, man, you capping. So that's why I'm like, I got to pull over and see this for myself. Pulled over, look. I'm like, oh, hit bro up, sent it to him. He like, man, that's crazy. And then we got our plaque for it like last month.
That's big. That's big. And he's talking about your brother that you brought with you?
Yeah, Harry, yep.
Shout out to Harry.
Legendary Harry, yep.
Shout out to Harry. So also you was top 5 in Canada.
Yeah, that's for my single Lemonade. That was in I believe like 2024.
So you charting. Yeah. So how did you feel about that?
Man, I felt real good. I couldn't believe that too. Got a call like, man, you number 45. I'm like, huh? Seen it, and then I was just blessed and humbled by that, man. It's a humbling experience.
So have you ever been to Canada?
Yeah, I've been to, when my cousin Romeo was filming Honey.
Okay.
I was out there with him in Canada, and then when he was filming a Romeo TV show, we lived out in Vancouver for like 3 years, so I was in Canada heavy.
So what was it like out there in Canada?
I like Canada, man. When I first ate food out there, I was like, this tastes different from the U.S. They like, yeah, we don't have all that crazy stuff in our food, like Wendy's. Everything just tastes different out there.
But it's more natural, less organic?
Yeah, natural and organic. But it was definitely a cool experience. The people in Canada is cool.
So you lived in New Orleans and Beverly Hills?
Yep.
How did those two shape you today?
Well, New Orleans shaped me to be the man I am today, man. It you know, made me be on my P's and Q's and you know, how to hustle, how to do my thing. In Cali, you know, it's, it changed me as well. It made me, you know, be a little more laid back, um, learn how to have fun, and you know, a lot of connections out there. So Cali, it was a great experience. Bouncing back, you know, sometime I go back to New Orleans, then I go back to Cali, and it was just a good balance for me, man. Like I say, New Orleans taught me to be the man I am today, and Cali taught me to be the businessman I am today.
So how old were you when you moved there to Beverly Hills?
13.
Mm.
I was 13, yeah.
So you moved there to pursue, or you just moved there to get, y'all wanted a new start? Did you and your family move there, or you moved there with?
Yeah, so basically what happened, my fam P, which is Master P, he wanted me to move with him. So
Okay.
he told my mom, I'm moving to California. I want him to move with us. So it happened, you know what I'm saying? Moved out there. She signed over the guardianship to him, and I was in Cali ever since.
Mm.
Hmm.
So you still go back and forth there?
Yeah, definitely. I still got a spot out there. Still got a lot of business out there, so I be back and forth.
So what do you remember the most about living in New Orleans at a young age?
Mardi Gras, just out having fun, riding bikes, block parties, eating crawfish, going to the lake. You know, New Orleans, it's a real good vibe out there. I love my city.
You know, that's crazy because that's one of my places to go to on my bucket list. Never been there.
You never been?
No, brother.
Man.
So what is the food like? Are they really Cajun in? Like everything is really hot? They putting hot sauce on everything down there?
Yeah, so some of the places you can smell that spice. Like, you can smell it. Like there's one seafood spot called Cajun Seafood. Like, you can smell that seafood spice and spiciness like a block away before you even get there.
Mm.
And you know they have alligator on the menus everywhere. I ain't never ate no alligator.
So is there a spot down there you recommend to go to?
If you want soul food, go to Mother's. They got a good spot called Deanie's, the seafood. Like, if you go there, you get a seafood tower. They got a bunch of catfish, crabs, shrimps, hush puppies, fries, all stacked up.
Mm.
So that's a good spot to go to. And they got some good steakhouses. If you like oysters, they got good spots for the grilled oysters and all that stuff. So I got you when you go down there. I'll send you a list of spots to check out.
Say less. So what's a good time to go down there? Because I'm hearing that they got big mosquitoes. Is that accurate?
Yeah, they got big mosquitoes for sure. I say the best time to go is like Mardi Gras. Like right now is next month, hurricane season gonna start, so it'd be a little crazy out there.
So growing up around your uncle, Master P, what lesson did you learn and that stuck with you to today?
Ownership. You know, you gotta own everything. And I always used to hear him say in interviews is 95% business, 5% music. So that ownership and having different things going on, that's what always stuck to me, how to hustle and how to keep reinventing yourself and staying relevant.
So I'm assuming this is a family business that you guys, like the record labels and things that you hang out with, are mostly family. So how do you separate the business from the family aspect?
Man, don't just talk about family stuff, you know, leave that music stuff outside, you know. Just check on each other mentals. He loved to see me doing good. We just was FaceTiming. You know, he had a big smile on his face, proud of me.
Yeah, because I'm on the outside looking in, he's big on family. He's always preaching family. He's like, he rather have family over money, period.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely big on family. That's what he taught us, man, always to treat your family right. Don't let this money change you and act different from the family, you know what I'm saying? Because they was there before we had nothing, you know? So family is everything to us. We value our family for sure. So
you have a record label, right? DMG, right?
DMG Music Group.
So how do you build that? Because that becomes a family, right? So how do you know who to allow in your circle or your family and who not?
Man, with that, you know, it's a process. You know, if somebody not for you, man, God gonna remove them. You know what I'm saying? But Like we got a close family at DMG. My brother Harry,
Mm-hmm.
he co-CEO.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we started this like around the MySpace days, and now it's at another level now. But you just got to make sure your circle tight, man, because it's a lot of snakes in the grass, man. You just got to make sure people really in there and not having 1 foot out, 1 foot in types. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you just got to make sure you mess with real thorough people and that really mean good, and they got to believe in the brand also, and they got to ride with you through the good and the bad, ups and the downs.
And you seen this firsthand working with your uncle, how to run the business and separate business from family.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely seen that.
So you started writing at the age of 10. What were you going through back then?
Man, I just was like my teacher was like, because I'm the type of person I hold stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, that's not good for you. You need to either talk to somebody, write it out. So I started writing poetry, and I started writing music. So that's what really started me. But what really got me to start writing music is when I seen C, which is C Murder for y'all that don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He was writing a song in the living room, and I seen that, like seen him writing in his notebook. And that's when I really wanted to start writing music too. But when my teacher told me that, it really just motivated me to write.
So when you say you were just holding a lot of stuff in, it's because of things you saw growing up back in New Orleans?
Yeah, yep, seeing crazy stuff. Me and my cousin got robbed at gunpoint for our bikes. We rode off. We was going somewhere we weren't supposed to. Somebody caught us up the gun on us, took our bikes. Just past trauma from different stuff growing up. You know what I'm saying?
And
not having my dad there. Not knowing like why he. I only met my dad probably like 3 times out my whole life. God rest his soul. He passed in 2020 from COVID. Like we was patching stuff up, and he wanted to get back into my life. I accepted, and then he passed. So we never got a chance. So it was just stuff like that.
Yeah, so that touched me right there because that's something similar to my situation. I'm from Missouri, from Kansas City. So growing up, my mom and grandmother raised me just as well, right?
That's how my mom and grandma raised me.
And it seems like because they always seem that Missouri is like a down south type stuff before. They always compare us to New Orleans and things like that.
Right.
And because our grandparents was into church, and I came out of high school in 2005. Growing up, I didn't know who my father was.
Right.
Same. So 2005, he wanted to come out and introduce himself and things of that nature, and I had some resentment at first. But going back and talking to my grandmother, because she's a minister at the church, she was like, hey, you want to forgive him because you don't want to let that harbors your heart. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that bad seed to plant. So just like you, I started to try to build a relationship with him. And he was doing good, man. He got out. He did 12 years in jail because he was addicted to crack. He set a crack house on fire because they didn't give him much dope.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So they gave him 12 years. So he got out 2005. He had like 3 years left on his papers. He walked him down. He was going to school and everything, and I started to build a relationship with him. So he got off papers. This man reverted back to drugs. Damn. And he ended up having a seizure and dying. Damn. So I tried to build a relationship with him. So I understand how you felt about trying to build a relationship when your father before he passed.
Yeah, I had resentment for him too, but my mom told me like you only get one dad.
Yeah. Same. So, you only get one dad. You only get one dad and mom.
And one mom too. Yeah.
So, my mom was my dad and my grandma was my mother. So my grandmother passed during COVID, 2021.
Man, God rest her soul.
And to be honest, I never got over that. Still to this day.
Yeah, my grandma passed too. I still ain't never got over that. It's not a day go by I don't think about her.
Yeah, it's just so we were built coming up as kids to keep, boys don't cry. What are you crying for? Shut up, man up. So I understand when you was like you had a lot of stuff you was holding in to where your teacher was like, it's best that you're ready to get it out.
Yeah, because like you say, man, like our older uncles and cousins, man, you don't cry.
Yep.
You tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of, young men like us was brought up like that, how to just hold stuff in and take it.
Yeah, so I'm a part of that. I ain't gonna lie, because my oldest son, I'm like, hey, man, quit all that whining. Like, I don't want to hear that, man.
Right.
So, that stuck with me to this day. I still do it. But I'm trying to wing from it. But then again, it's just like, we're black, so society already against us. So, so I'm trying to, prepare you for the world. I'm not, this is tough love. I love you. You got to understand, my daddy wasn't there for me. So I've been there for my kids since day one. So I'm tough on them, but I also want them to know I love you. And I'm preparing you. The world is already against you because you're black. And not even, they already got you prejudged.
Exactly.
They already got you prejudged. So how did the rich boys come together with your cousin Lil Romeo? And what was that energy like?
Man, that energy was dope. That came about, like I said, when I moved out there probably like 2 years later. It was me, P, and Romeo leaving from basketball practice. And he was like, y'all been writing? And we like, yeah. He was like, all right, I'm gonna fly y'all other cousins out here on the weekend, put y'all in the studio and see what y'all come up with. So that happened. We came up with some records, and then from that, we worked on the album. The album came out, it did good. Went on 106 in Park, debuted our first video on there, and then boom, Katrina hit.
So when your uncle was like, we're gonna put y'all together, and you like, this is family, how did that make you feel? Do you feel like you hit the lottery?
Yeah, I was happy. It was, because we already all hung out anyway. You know what I'm saying? Going to the YMCA, play basketball, and we always was rapping. So it was easy.
Oh, you guys around the same age?
Yeah, we all around the same age, a year older than each other. But we all was, summer come, we either LA or we go to Houston, Texas, where we had another property. We'll be down there chilling. We'll be in LA, and we all want rap. We just love rapping, especially when we was in Houston. Like, we had a little studio set up. We just rapping.
So growing up, did you play any sports, or you just knew rapping was your first love?
I played football and basketball. I love basketball. I love playing football. I stopped playing football because I seen somebody get messed up. They had to get carried off the stretcher. I said, yeah, I'm cool.
So my senior year, this is my first ever playing or organized football. So I play defensive end. I go to tackle, and they running back, he chop blocked me. I was done, man, because I'm like, man, just get my knees blown out too. Yeah, so them injuries, boy, I feel them injuries a lot. So
I went to matter of fact, you ever seen that TV show All American?
Oh yeah.
That's the years I was playing football with Spencer.
So on BET, right?
Yeah, I think it's on BET. Yeah. It's on Netflix now. But yeah, the All American show. But yeah, But when I seen that somebody get hurt, I was like, yeah, I'm good, man.
But the crazy thing is, growing up, I don't know how it was with you, but we played tackle in the street. Yeah. So it was sideline hit. So if you on the sideline, you getting tackled. But if you in the middle of the street, it's two in touch. So when I took that hit, I'm like, oh man, I can't shake back from that. And I said, no, I'm good on that.
Dang. Man.
Yeah. So when Hurricane Katrina hit and slowed things down, how did you feel? Did you feel like, man, we were just getting started, or was you in LA when it hit?
Yeah, so actually, I remember this like yesterday. Woke up for school. I was in LA, woke up for school. Then I turned the TV on, and then it was on CNN for some reason. Then I seen all that. I'm like, oh. I went upstairs, knocked on the door, woke P up. He like, man, call your mom them. Checking on everybody, and then they had already got out of there. Then he flew everybody to LA.
So for people who don't know, this is Master P.
Yeah,
uncle,
Master
right?
P. Yeah. So I checked on my mom them. He told them to get to Houston, And so when they got out there, he flew my mom, sisters, bunch of cousins, everybody out to LA, make sure everybody was good. But I was disappointed because we was about to do a little promo tour. You know what I'm saying? We was going to kick it off in Baton Rouge, then go to New Orleans, then all down south. I was a little disappointed, but at the same time, it was a real life situation. So I just was disappointed for a second, put that behind me, and just made sure everybody was good. Like, a couple of family members had to get pulled out the window in the helicopter. It was just crazy, man.
So how old were you at that age?
Man, I think I was like 15, 16 around that when that happened. And then I'll never forget, probably like a week later, P flew us. We went to Houston, and it was me, P, Romeo, all of us. We went to Houston. We went to the Astrodome, and no security, nothing. So P told everybody stay in the car, and it was just me and him. So he had a bag. I carried the bag. He had money. He was walking around giving the people money, 500,000 here, just helping the people. Like, it was just me and him walking around the Astrodome. People was running up, was so happy. And that's one thing that stuck with me too, man. Always look out for the people. So we did that till the bag ran out, our money, got in the car and left. That was a cool experience too. Like,
yeah, and you don't hear that. I don't know if it was down there local on the news, but you won't hear no type of stuff like that.
That ain't never made the news. No news people was out there. It was like spare the last minute type of thing. Like, I remember we was doing something. He was like, we're going to go to Houston tomorrow. And we was like, all right, cool. I didn't know what we was going for. So we got there. He went and picked up some bread, had it in the bag. I carried the bag. He walked around giving people money. Like, that should have made the news. Like, he didn't have to do that, but he did. Like, people was crying. They was just so happy, man. Like, that man touched the people that day for sure. I seen it in people's face. Like, they was just thankful and happy because, you know, nobody didn't have nothing. You had to literally leave with the clothes on your back. And them people was just happy to get some money. Like, they was just excited and just happy and thankful.
And people don't realize he gave that's his own money, out of his pocket. He didn't go get no loans or no government assistance. He gave out of kindness of his heart. And that's the thing about your uncle is he don't never do that for clickbait. He don't never get on social media showing people, I'm going to LA's hood and ghetto or whatever, and just start passing out money and stuff.
Right. That's why I don't really do that like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I help a lot of people out, but I don't broadcast it, you know? Like, when I was just in L.A., I was riding down, I was like in a valley on Topanga, riding down. They had like a homeless encampment, gang of homeless people. I was like, man, that's crazy. Then I went, hit up a Little Caesar pizza, brought probably like 40 pieces, went out there, handed them out. People were stopping me like, man, God bless you, brother. Keep doing that.
And that's when you know it's genuine because you don't got a camera following you behind you. Hey, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. This is genuine love. If I got to brag about what I'm doing, it's not genuine.
Yeah, it ain't genuine. You doing it for the clout.
What made you decide to go solo? Because you said Rich Boys were doing good.
Yeah, we was doing good. Then Katrina hit, and then, man, things just happened, man. I had went back to New Orleans, and I ended up just being in New Orleans. My other cousin went to Houston, and then Rome went to college and stuff like that. He started focusing on basketball, and then, unfortunately, like, what really just, stopped everything, one of my cousins, my cousin Los, he got caught up in a little situation, man. Free my cousin Los, so, he's still down right now, so that really just, like, stopped everything. We can't do that, continue doing that without bro.
So once you seen one of your group members, I'm assuming he's your relative?
Yeah, my cousin.
Once you seen him have to go sit down, how did that make you feel?
Man, I was hurt because, man, him was tight. Like, we used to have fun, man, just laughing together, just joked out. That happened. That just really hurt me. And then I went to New Orleans, man. I just was chilling out there. That's when my other fam, C Murder, was out on house arrest and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just went down there and chilled out for a few. Then went back to Cali and just had to get on it, man. Like, I just had to take a break from everything, bro. Go back home and reset.
So what made you start your group, DMG?
Man, just growing up, seeing what my fam built, you know, seeing that was amazing, and I knew that's something I really wanted to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like a basketball player relative, a son, growing up with them, they gonna want to play basketball. So I knew I was destined for this. I knew I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And my bro, Legendary Harry, always pushed me and believed in it. He always pushing the line, like, bro, we can do this. So, man, we did it, man. We built this thing up, and it's only the beginning.
So did you go to your uncle, which I'm assuming he's your mentor, about advice about starting your group?
Really, nah, because with him, it's like, you been around me, you should know what to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I asked for some advice, though. He gave me advice, you know what I'm saying? But, like, growing up with OG, it was like that tough love. If we ain't get good grades, he like, you going back to New Orleans. Like,
so your main focus, so he wanted you to complete school before you can really start shifting your focus on your music career.
Yeah, once he seen we was good in school and everything, that's when he eased the music. First, he wanted us to focus on our education. And, you know, me and my other cousins, he'll be like, man, y'all don't do good. Y'all, I'm sending you back to New Orleans. And we been in Cali, loving it, having fun. We like, man, we ain't trying to go back to the city, man.
Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know why he pushed you, because if music or sports or anything doesn't work out, you always got that knowledge.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's why we used to always have to have good grades, man. I'll never forget, I was coming home from practice, and I walked in. I'm like, dang, where everybody at? So I hit the kitchen to grab a water, and I said, ooh. I walked in on something serious.
Everybody was at the table?
Yeah, so he was like, where your report card at? I was like, here you go. I was happy because I already knew, you know, I had good grades. So he was like, all right, cool, keep it up.
So what does DMG stands for? And what artists are you looking for to start your brand?
DMG stands for Defining My Greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And artists we looking for right now, somebody that, you know, want to, you know, feed their family and want to really do right and listen and take constructive criticism, you know what I'm saying? We only looking for probably like 2-3 more artists, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you have artists, man, it's like kind of like babysitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a hard job. So we looking for like 2-3 more artists, R&B singer, a rapper, pop artist, male, female. But, you know, we ain't going to go too crazy with the roster. We going to keep it 7 people minimum.
So Miller World, you want to tell me about that?
Miller's World, that was my first album I put out. That joint did good. That's the one with the single Lemonade went top 5 in Canada off of that joint. Mm-hmm. And then I got part 2 coming, but I probably don't put that out till 2027. I got like a gang of other projects I'm about to drop. Me and Legendary Harry about to do our long-awaited album called Blood Brothers. We're about to do that. That's coming. Then I got a little 2-piece album coming on Friday, May 15th. I call it 2-piece because it's just 2 songs on there. And then we got a lot. We got the DMG compilation coming. Bro got a compilation coming with everybody that's rapping on his beats. Man, we just got a lot of stuff. And then one of my cameramans just hit me up yesterday. He want to do a short film, so we about to get the script going. We got DMG Films. We got our own film company, too. So we about to get the script going and get that going, too.
Yeah, you wear a lot of hats. So which one is more important to you?
The music hat. Well, I'm going to say the business and then the music hat. I like taking care of the business. I like making sure everybody going to be good. I just love doing business. I love setting up meetings, putting stuff together. So I say being a CEO, that's my favorite hat to wear.
So even though you completed school, you didn't go to school for business?
Yeah, I just finished school like I went to school like a year ago. I went to business management school.
Congratulations on that.
I took that up. I had to. You got to do that if you're trying to run a business. So I did that. Then I'm thinking about going back to learn some more stuff too.
So you said Miller World, you have a part 2 of that? How is it going to be different from your first
one? It's definitely going to be different. The production going to be different for sure. And on this one, I'm going to tell the whole album is going to be like, I'm going to tell a story. So it's definitely going to be dope and different.
I'm definitely going to be looking out for that.
Yes, sir.
So you had a track with one of Kansas City artists. We know who we're talking about, right? Tech 9, and it did numbers.
Yes,
How did that link up happen?
Man, so my boy AQ, he actually from Kansas City.
Okay.
So my old manager, they was cool or whatever, so he plugged it in, and then my old manager ended up knowing Travis and them. He used to work for Travis at his furniture store he had out there. So they was like, man, I got this band and my artist, we want to do a song with Tech. So they put it together. They hit me like, man, you got to be at the studio to do this. I went in, did my verse, and then probably like a month later, they was like, man, Tech got one day off, but he wanted to shoot the video with y'all, so we had to fly to Kansas City in the wintertime, boy.
You ain't got to tell me, brother. That's why I moved from there. You don't have to tell me. That's why I moved from there.
Man, so we went out there, shot the video. Man, they showed love. It's always love when I see Strange Music Family, Travis and Tech. It's all love. But yeah, man, I remember we went out there, shot the video. It was so cold, man. I was like, damn.
So what was that vibe like? Did you learn anything? Did you like speak to Tech personally? Like, you know, pick his brain on certain things?
Yeah, I did. And Travis too with the merch and all that. He was like, man, you got to get your own machines and press this stuff up. And Tech was like, the best way is being independent. And then he was just saying, you got to get you a solid fan base, you know, so anything you drop, they going to go get it, attack it. So I just picked their brain with stuff like that, and man, they warehouse and studio is crazy, bro. They got a car wash on there. They got like 4 warehouses, just all merch and stuff, bro. I was like, dang. And then Travis was like, yeah, that's how we be winning. And he was like, they send out a gang of trucks, and then they be having to send trucks back to come back and reload and go back. I was like, man.
That's how big Tech's fan base is.
Yeah, bro. I was like, whoa.
And you know he tour all year round.
Yeah.
He tour even to the little places you don't know of. He's there.
Yeah, bro, be on it, man. Salute, Tech.
So you said your Uncle P does a lot for the community, right? So that rubbed off on you, and so I heard that you do a lot for the community as well. How did that make you feel?
Man, it make me feel good and proud that I can, you know, give back, help people. This year we gonna do our first DMG annual turkey drive.
Okay.
We're gonna try to do one in Vegas and LA.
Okay.
I just like helping, man. Some of my people be hitting me like we doing an event for donations for the homeless and stuff. You know, I send stuff over. Like I said, if I see homeless people, I'm going to buy burgers and pieces and just handing it to them. I do a lot of community events, speak to the kids, help them stay on the right path. So I just love doing that, man.
So yeah, here in Vegas, we see a lot of those people here, man. We see a lot of, and it's just, you just want to help. There's any way, best way you can, man. Genuinely.
Yeah.
And so, and that comes from me growing up in the church. You know, my grandma will always just stop and just give whatever they have out of their purse.
Yeah, that's how my mom and grandma is.
So when it's all said and done, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
Man, Miller never gave up. He always kept pushing. He had a good heart. He was a real one. Good guy. I just want to pass the DMG down, legacy after legacy, man, generation after generation, man. So I just want people to remember me as a good guy, man, that always want to help people and help people level up. Like I talk to a lot of artists and they don't be knowing about they publishing and stuff. They be like shocked, like, huh? I be like, yeah, man, all you got to do is just go to ASCAP or BMI. Like, because, I work with a lot of artists and producers, and when it's time to do the business, I ask them, like, yo, what's your pub info? And they be like, what you mean? I be like, what you mean? And then I put them up on game, and they just be thankful,
And you learned that because you went to school, or because you just been around?
Being around. I know about having publishing. You got to have your publishing. That's how you get paid from your syncs. If your music get pick up in video games, even when you go out and perform. If I did a performance right here, I can go register that and get paid through my publishing. So it's just a lot of stuff people don't be knowing. Like, I think I was talking to my bro Superstar. We might open up a DMG university and teach these people about different things you need in the industry to succeed. Because everybody always think you just upload your song, there you go, but it's a lot more to it. You got to copyright your lyrics. It's all kind of stuff, man.
So how difficult is it to put out good music?
I mean, it ain't difficult. You just gotta keep up. You just gotta keep going to the studio. Like, these last few months, I've been going in the studio like every other week. I'm just going in there knocking out songs. You just gotta keep up. Keep the momentum going. If you got the momentum, you got to just keep going to the studio, creating them records.
Because there's a lot of one-hit wonders growing up, I don't even hear or see anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy, but if they had their business right, they getting the bag off that one hit. Like, that's all it takes is that one hit. And you can eat off that for the rest of your life. Like Vanilla Ice, he getting crazy money off of the Ice Baby.
So do you have to have a machine behind you to put your records to get you where you want to be at in this music business?
I mean, back in the day, yeah, but now with all the social media and TikTok and all that, that's the machine, really. You know what I'm saying? You just got to try to go viral. And that's the machine right there, going viral. So you get that, you good.
So how often do you go back to New Orleans?
Every other month.
Yeah.
I'm down there going to visit my mom and my family.
So if I was to go down, where you suggest I go down? Go to if I wanted to try some of your good seafood.
Go to a spot called Deanie's. They got the best seafood down there. Fresh seafood is amazing, man.
So, are you going on tour anytime soon?
We working on that right now. We just doing spot dates. I got a show coming up in Chicago on the 30th. Then I got 2 shows next month in Vegas. And then I got some shows we working out right now, so I'll be announcing them soon, some more shows in July. So we just doing spot dates right now, but we definitely going to put together a real tour and give a few artists opportunities to open up for us, too.
That's dope. So, any acting you said?
Yeah, I'm getting into the acting. I'm actually about to start working with an acting coach next week.
So you haven't been in any films or anything? So
I've been in a few films, like stuff my fam did, you know what I'm saying? But I did like a Bollywood film too, that came out like years ago. But right now I wanna like really try to cross over into the acting world too. And so we about to start getting into that real heavy for sure.
So before we get out here, what can we expect for the summer, and where can people reach out to you if they want to collab or book you?
The summer gonna be good for us, man. We got a lot of good music coming out. And if you want to collab, you can hit me up on Instagram at YOUNG Miller MILLER DMG. And just hit me up, send me a DM. I'll get back to you, or somebody on the team will hit you back too. So just get at me.
Where can they find you on all? Are you Miller on all platforms?
Yeah, Young Miller DMG on all platforms. You can find me on all platforms. And if you want to check out the music, it's Young Miller the Don, THADON.
And that's on all platforms, right?
Yeah, that's all on the music platforms. And then at YOUNG Miller DMG, that's all the Instagrams and TikTok and all that.
Yeah. Well, once again, I want to thank you for stopping by. I know you had a busy day today.
Yes, sir. I got to go shoot a video.
Well, once again, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir, bro. It's an honor.